Good afternoon. Hey, it's Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and it's the show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems. I get this awesome opportunity today to teach you this concept that I hear over and over and over and over again when people reach out to us for a help with their health. We'll often say, okay, so you have diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol issues, thyroid, you name it. And I'll say, why do you think you have this? And one of the most common conditions I get is, well, I am getting older, as if that's the excuse for why I'm getting sick. So my show topic for today is, it's not your age, it's your health. It's not your age, it's your health. Let's let that sink in a little bit. I pretty much can guarantee you know someone your same age that does not have your health condition. But you don't understand, Dr. Ernst. My joints have been aching for the last 25 years, and every year I get older, they hurt worse. That must be my age. Nope. There are people your age or older that don't have the joint pain, don't have the fatigue, don't have the, high blood pressure, the cholesterol issues, ringing in their ears, hearing loss. Listen, I'm going to talk today about the most common symptoms of you aging poorly, because your health is at risk rather than it being the chronological number of years you've been on this planet. So I want to break this mentality down that you're not supposed to feel older as you get older. You're not supposed to become decrepit and fall apart. Fatigue, joint pain, forgetfulness, brain fog, even bone loss and hearing loss, although associated, connected with the fact that many people that are older have it, it's common, it is by far not normal, nor is it what's supposed to be happening. What we now know in research, based upon a plethora, and I'll share a ton of these with you today, is that your aging gracefulness or not has a lot to do with the amount of inflammation that has been developing in your body over time. So what we should be saying is, hey, the reason why I have tiredness, fatigue, high blood pressure, cholesterol, etc., isn't because of my current age. It's because I've had chronic, uncontrolled inflammation for this many years, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, etc. Early degenerative conditions, listen to this, like diabetes, heart disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, fatty liver, even cancer, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, are all associated with the amounts of inflammation and oxidative stress found in your body, not how old you are. So could you be 30 and have a tremendous amount of chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and be sick and diseased and feel like you're 80? Yes. Could you be 80? You see where I'm going with this? Have low levels of chronic inflammation, low amounts of oxidative stress, and feel and function and act like you're 30? And even look it to a degree. Yes. So what I want to show is that when you age poorly, we actually create oxidative stress and inflammation in our body, which the research is saying, listen to this, damages our cellular tissues and creates something called a senescent zombie cell. Here's what it means. It's a sick cell in your body that should be dead. But it's not. It's still hanging around, and it's still performing some functions, but it looks as if it's like a zombie. And so if you want your energy back, if you want your life back, if you want your vitality back, if you want to lose weight, if you want to increase your muscle mass and get your bone mass stronger, kick a medication to the curb, get rid of a diagnosis. I mean, I have personally seen in the clients I've worked with and coached with, heart disease, diabetes, Parkinson's, all start to show levels of improvement, not because I am some doctor who can heal them, but because the greatest doctor is the one inside of you. What do? We coach, we teach, we inspire. We show you methods of identifying your inflammatory issue, your oxidative stress, and that allows you to become the doctor and the healer. That's why we say that the pounds are shed and disease is dead, and you can be set free, because once you find your root health issue, you can solve this. And listen, blood pressure, while though common as we get older, is just an indication of chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. Diabetes, same thing. Cholesterol issues off balance, same thing. joint pain, fatigue, arthritis, muscle loss, bone loss, weight gain, postural changes, right? The sort of like hunching over, the huncher back, right, etc. Even varicose veins, hearing loss. We were talking about that one. Skin changes, lack of sleep. We got a ton of stuff to talk about today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the top strategies so that you can start aging more gracefully, how to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress so your symptomatology can start to clear out. And I beg you and urge you. We had a webinar today. It was phenomenal. It's about thyroid conditions. Many, many, many people set free from the tyranny of taking a medication every day for their thyroid. What about you? Do you have a condition you'd like to solve? My next event is on Saturday, August 7th. It's a webinar again, 10 a.m. in the comfort of your home, and I'm calling it Solving Metabolic Syndrome because it's our metabolism that gets off balance. It's the inner workings of our cellular function that creates most conditions. 98% of disease, that's heart disease, diabetes, Parkinson's, even cancer, cholesterol issues, you name it, psoriasis, neuropathies, etc., are caused by lifestyle inductions that we've done to ourselves, and it leads to what's called metabolic syndrome. So if you want to lose a lot of weight, I mean, I'm talking 20, 30, 40 pounds, join me Saturday, August 7th. It's free. The webinar is no cost. You just need to pick up your phone and take an action, 704-906-2094. If you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, diagnosed as fatty liver, if you're taking a medication that you want to break free from but do it naturally, 704-906-2094. Not only is the webinar free, but there's a ton of stuff I give away for free on the webinar. But you got to join us, 704-906-2094. Hey, it's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. When we come back, how to age gracefully, anti-aging, the fountain of youth that's inside of you. Let's talk about that, and I'll see you guys in just a minute. We'll be right back.
Sterling believes in the science of CBD. Here's 3 great reasons to choose Sterling CBD. Reason number 1, Sterling is pure CBD. Sterling CBD is made from pure CBD isolate. We remove all the THC and unnecessary compounds, leaving only pure CBD. Reason number 2, backed by science. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, has approved CBD for U.S. Olympic athletes, but they only approve pure CBD, like Sterling CBD. Reason number 3, our organic hemp is FDA approved. At Sterling CBD, we quality control test at every manufacturing stage. We start with organic hemp plants and track them to our FDA-registered food-grade extraction facility. Our pure CBD products include capsules, isolates, lotions, and oils. We even have CBD pet products. You can find Sterling CBD at drernstscbd.com. Use the coupon code Dr. Ernst for 20% off your order.
How come there are people who drink a pint of whiskey a day for 20, 30 years, and at the end of it only 20 or 30% become cirrhotic? What happened to the others? And we speculated, we hypothesized, it's the enzyme, alcoholic dehydrogenase made by the stomach. Maybe it's different, maybe it's genes, maybe it's polymorphism. Mm-hmm. The answer appears to be coffee. If you drink that much alcohol and drink 1 cup of regular coffee a day, 20% reduction in alcoholic cirrhosis risk, 2 cups 40%, 4 cups 80%. It's not a license to drink heavily.
Right.
And drink coffee and protect your liver. You could still get Korsakoff psychosis, cardiomyopathy, pancreatitis, kill people on the road, ruin your marriage, but it does protect the liver. It's pretty amazing.
Here's a secret your grocery store does not want you to know. At ThriveMarket.com, get up to 50% off all your organic groceries delivered to your door for free. Shop organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, and paleo. And get a free jar of coconut oil. Thrive Market. Wholesome products, wholesale prices. Get your free coconut oil today only at ThriveMarket.com.
Good afternoon. Hey, it's Saturday, and you're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst. Thanks for tuning in to the show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems when you become your own doctor and healer and health advocate. Today's topic is, it's not your age, it's your health. The simple concept that as we go through life and we add year after year after year, you're not supposed to feel as if you're falling apart. You're not supposed to end up sick as we get older. You know, a lot of times if I ask, hey, what would life be like when you hit 110? Most people go, ugh, there's no way I would want to do that, because we see this picture of usually decay, decrepitness, constant nursing home requirements or medications. Like, isn't it funny how our mind automatically goes to 100 as falling apart when there are some evidences that inside of our body, we have the capacity for regeneration. So if you want to know where the fountain of youth is, just look at yourself. Go into a mirror and point to yourself. You are the fountain of youth. And it's the choices we make on a daily basis that determine, are we drinking from that fountain of youth, or are we drinking from the fountain of degeneration? Yes, aging is part of normal life, but aging poorly is not. And as we go through our life, yes, there's things that change, and we should become wiser. We should develop more emotional maturity, maybe even spiritual maturity. We need to start developing life skills. And I'd like to say, especially as we hit, 60, 70, 80, hopefully you guys have some bucket list items you've checked off. But what we shouldn't be having is this constant nature of fatigue and joint pain, brain fog, forgetfulness, bone loss, weight gain, hearing loss, tinnitus, and the other issues that are often age-related or associated with getting older. But what we do know is that it's a chronic inflammatory condition. So it's actually your health, not your age. What are some of the top 10 signs that you're not in a healthy state as you go through your life, aging appropriately? Well, number one is fatigue and lethargy. It's very common, again, as we get older, but it's a sign that your body's not working to its fullest capacity. And while you might not be able to do the same things you did when you were 20, when you're 60 or 70 energetically, but you shouldn't be bogged down with physical, mental, or emotional fatigue. And according to the National Institutes of Aging, many people over the age of 50 deal not just with physical fatigue, but emotional and or what I'll call mental fatigue that leads to things like sleep issues, pain, the requirement for taking medications, chronic disease, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, you name it. I'm reading off of a study here. But what I do know is that most of the time, fatigue is actually an indication of a breakdown of your metabolism, your cells. You have something inside your body called a mitochondria. It's in every cell of your body. And its job is to make energy. But what we do know is that when your body's under a high level of inflammation and oxidative stress, those batteries, those mitochondria, they start to lose efficiency. So they actually sort of rust, if you'll use the analogy, and we don't get as much of the energy production that we should. So what are some things that lead to this? Well, number one, a poor diet, high in standard American food products, inflammatory grains, wheat, corn, rice, soy, oats, dairy, sugar, fats that are not plant-sourced but more conventional animal-sourced. Chronic stress, which, everybody's dealing with, especially with what's going on in the world today. chronic infections, which is a big deal. Microbiome overgrowth, dysbiosis, Epstein-Barr virus. Many of us have infections that we don't even know about. Toxins, huge deal. The more toxic you are, the more likely you are to suffer from an energy deficiency, simply because your body's trying to shuttle the energy to clean you out and help you to heal. Poor sleep, of course, can lead to this, which is a big deal as we get older. Most people start struggling to sleep. And what happens is that leads to weakened immunity, lower energy production. But then it feeds itself. We now have more oxidative stress, more metabolic waste. Our cells aren't producing the correct amount of energy, and we get a lot of byproducts, which leads to further damage, which leads to, do you see it? It's a catch-22 cycle. Joint pain is a very similar thing. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean your joints are supposed to decay and degenerate. According to a study published in the Clinical Geriatric Medicine's Journal, age-related musculoskeletal changes like joint pain, osteoarthritis, etc., exist only because of an increased activity in enzymatic function in the joints. Listen to this one. Abnormal biomechanics. You're out of alignment. Your knees, your hips, your back, your neck. Obesity can cause joint decay and degeneration. And inflammation. There it is. See, that's the secret right there. The more inflamed you are, the more your joints start to wear out over time. So if you're 75 and your inflammatory scores are low and your oxidative stress scores are low, your joints will feel like $1,000,000. And listen, I have some patients in their 80s and 90s who can run circles around, some of those in their 30s who complain about joint pain. Brain fog's another big one. And I'm not talking just about age-related cognitive decline or dementia. I'm talking about that difficulty remembering. If you have to have somebody repeat something over and over again, or you're feeling confused about what day is today or what week is this, or you're constantly misplacing things. According to a study that was done in the Journal of American Medical Association recently, it's a 2020 study, these issues of brain fog, forgetfulness, and sort of cognitive decline are actually nutritional deficiencies, autoimmune conditions related to your gut, and it can be the side effect of certain medications because often as we hit 50, 60, 70, most of us have a chronic health issue, high blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, thyroid, you name it. We take a medication, and it's the medications that can actually affect the functionality of our brain. Before you start saying, well, Dr. Ernst, how are we going to fix all of this? I'm going to give you all of that, but I want to just share with you kind of a picture. Why do I feel like it's my age that's causing my health issues? Mostly because either there's alignment issues within your spinal systems or your joints, there's an inflammatory process going on in your body because of your diet, and there's a toxicity issue creating an inflammatory nature, which is robbing energy from your cells. So what do? We gain weight. We're tired all the time. Our joints ache. One big one that affects a lot of people, again, as we get older, that's not supposed to, is the loss of bone mass and muscle mass. According to a 2012 study in the Therapeutic Advances of Musculoskeletal Disease, listen to this, it's hormone changes that occur as we get older that leads to a decrease in estrogen for women that causes bone loss and testosterone for men that causes muscle mass loss. But there are simple things you can do now to make sure that you don't get into that path, okay? Especially for women. We need to start paying attention to estrogen earlier, not during or after menopause. And for men, listen, testosterone's a big deal. As we get older, most of our testosterone starts to drop. Why? Not your age. It's a reaction to the inflammation present. There's even studies now showing that what happens is the higher your blood sugars, the higher your cholesterol and triglycerides, the more metabolic syndrome you have. For men specifically, the more we take our testosterone and turn it into estrogen, and that leads to muscle mass loss. So can we get our bones stronger no matter what our age is? Yes, there's ways to do that. Can we get our posture to improve? It's not because of osteoporosis or bone weakening. It's usually because of the fact that we're not strengthening our spinal systems. We're not putting energy into it. We put energy into everything else, into our investments, into our cars, into our houses, our boats, whatever. But how many of you are weekly investing into the greatest vehicle you have, your body? So what I want to share with you is some of the tips and techniques that I use on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis to ensure that as I go through life. Okay, I'm 43 years old now, right? Oh my God, you're so young, Dr. Ernst. How do you even have an option of talking about this? My average patient is in their 50s and 60s. So I work with people who have not taken care of themselves correctly. We develop a root foundation. It's like we rebuild the base of their health. And what I've seen is some amazing miracles take place. Why? Well, your body is innately designed. It has capacity for regeneration. Look, if you were right now to say, well, I'm older, I have osteoporosis, etc., so therefore, it's never going to come back. But if you actually did slip and fall and break a bone in your body, it will grow back. So if the bone can grow back by itself, if you fracture it, it can grow back. What we need to ask is, why isn't it growing back on a daily basis? And again, what the research is saying, it's because the amount of inflammation, toxicity, joint alignment, biomechanical issues you have. So let's boil these down and start talking about, how do we fix our inflammatory scores? How do we solve this issue with our biometrics or our posture? How do we detox? How do we get all this stuff out? And if you do that, you're going to see that you start to age healthier and you actually begin to reverse age. And I've seen it. So one of the number one strategies to engage a healthy aging process is to focus on the fact that inflammation is the key behind all of the symptoms most of us deal with as we get older. Even your diseases, they're inflammatory. Arthritis, itis is inflammatory. Any condition that affects the functionality of the human body has been connected to the amount of inflammation within. And there are tests you can do to find out how inflamed you are. It's a simple blood test. We can look at your CRP. It's a reactive protein that tells us how much inflammation is going on through your liver. We can look at homocysteine. It's a biomechanical marker that's found in your blood, and high levels of homocysteine are connected with chronic inflammation. We can look at like the width of your red blood cells. Are they fat and thick? We can look at the sedimentation rates of your blood. If we pull your blood out and stick into a vial and let gravity pull the red blood cells down, the length of time it takes tells us how inflamed you are. We can look at your cholesterol levels. Highly inflamed individuals tend to have high cholesterol levels. We can look at your blood sugar levels. Highly inflamed individuals have high blood sugar. We can look at your pressures. Highly inflamed individuals have high blood pressure. So there's simple, easy ways to find out how much inflammation do you have. And the best part is there's even simple, easy ways to reduce the inflammation, starting with your diet, starting with some supplementation, and also starting with some physical work that you can do on and to yourself with the help of some holistic physicians and even things you do on your own. So here we have this awesome opportunity to break free from common conditions that affect us as we age, but they're not normal. And I would highly encourage, this is the time right now to take an opportunity and say, you know what, even though I'm ready, pen and paper, I'm going to come back after this commercial break with the how-tos, pick up the phone right now, because when you register for my next seminar, which is on Saturday, August 7th, I'm going to take you through specifically for your condition. If it's high blood pressure, what do we do? If it's high blood sugars, what do we do? If it's high triglycerides, what do we do? If you're taking a medication for any health issue, look, if you want to lose 30 or 40 pounds, 704-906-2094. The seminar is called Solving Metabolic Syndrome. You could also call it Anti-Aging from Within. You could also call it Self-Healing. Your body, again, has capacity to regenerate, but you need to engage the steps. So we'll show you the tests, we'll show you the techniques, and you're going to leave with a ton of free information for you to be able to engage. That's Saturday, August 7th, 10 a.m. in the comfort of your home, 704-906-2094, 704-906-2094. When we come back, the tricks and the techniques I use to engage natural anti-aging. It's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. We'll be right back.
Sterling believes in the science of CBD. Here's 3 great reasons to choose Sterling CBD. Reason number 1, Sterling is pure CBD. Sterling CBD is made from pure CBD isolate. We remove all the THC and unnecessary compounds, leaving only pure CBD. Reason number 2, backed by science. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, has approved CBD for U.S. Olympic athletes, but they only approve pure CBD, like Sterling CBD. Reason number 3, our organic hemp is FDA approved. At Sterling CBD, we quality control test at every manufacturing stage. We start with organic hemp plants and track them to our FDA-registered food-grade extraction facility. Our pure CBD products include capsules, isolates, lotions, and oils. We even have CBD pet products. You can find Sterling CBD at drernstscbd.com. Use the coupon code Dr. Ernst for 20% off your order.
How come there are people who drink a pint of whiskey a day for 20, 30 years, and at the end of it, only 20 or 30% become cirrhotic? What happened to the others? And we speculated, we hypothesized, it's the enzyme, alcoholic dehydrogenase made by the stomach. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's genes. Maybe it's polymorphism. The answer appears to be coffee. If you drink that much alcohol and drink 1 cup of regular coffee a day, 20% reduction in alcoholic cirrhosis risk. 2 cups, 40%. 4 cups, 80%. It's not a license to drink heavily.
Right.
And drink coffee and protect your liver. You could still get Korsakoff psychosis, cardiomyopathy, pancreatitis, kill people on the road, ruin your marriage, but it does protect the liver. It's pretty amazing.
Here's a secret your grocery store does not want you to know. At ThriveMarket.com, get up to 50% off all your organic groceries delivered to your door for free. Shop organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, and paleo. And get a free jar of coconut oil. Thrive Market. Wholesome products, wholesale prices. Get your free coconut oil today only at ThriveMarket.com.
So this is the difference between biodynamic and conventional farming. Let's look at the difference in vineyards here. You have very green grass and herbs and life growing, and then dead soil over here. So this is a conventional vineyard where they spray pesticides, they use a lot of tractors to pull up the soil. This soil is dead, it's dry. There's no life. This is Klaus's vineyard. It's farmed biodynamically. Everything is picked by hand and they don't use any chemicals. So there's life, there's green grass, everything grows. This is the big disparity between conventional farming and biodynamic farming, and you can see it perfectly side by side. We prefer this wine, of course, because this wine is dead. There's nothing living in it.
Good afternoon. Hey, it's Saturday. You're tuning in to the Ask Dr. Ernst show. It's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and thank you for joining me. Today we're talking about the topic of it's not your age, it's your health. If you have anything going on with your health that you would say, well, the reason I have this is because be careful. It has nothing to do with your age. It has everything to do with how healthy you are as an underlying system, how much inflammation's in your body, how much chronic oxidative stress do you have. And the unique thing is we can actually test for all of this. We talked about that at the top of the hour. I'm also offering an opportunity for those of you listening to join me for my next webinar, which is Saturday, August 7th. We had a ton of people call in over the last commercial break, so the phones were a little busy. If you're looking to join us for this free webinar, if you're looking to lose 20 or 30 pounds in as little as 5 or 6 weeks, if you're looking to kick any kind of medication, blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid, diabetes to the curb, this is an event for you. It's called Solving Metabolic Syndrome. You could also call it the art of anti-aging, getting back your energy, reducing your joint pain, helping your body to become stronger from within, hitting your health goals, whatever you're looking for, okay? The event is custom and specific to you, to your health needs, and it's on Saturday, August 7th. How much is it? Nothing. Free. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call 704-906-2094, and we're going to help you to turn your energy around, turn your weight around, turn your blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid, diabetes around with simple, easy, at-home techniques and some testing that I'm going to engage you in. I'm going to show you how to do it so you can find out the cause of your health issue. Again, that's free. It's on Saturday, August 7th. 704-906-2094 is how you register for that. So what is step number 1 in regards to fixing what you would consider an age-related health issue, but we know is actually related to your health? It's engaging in the most powerful anti-inflammatory nutritional plan you can find. And what I'm going to share with you is what I've seen work over and over and over again. We call it the healing diet. It is a simple combination of removing all inflammatory food products and focusing only on the top anti-inflammatory foods. Here's what it includes. Proteins from organic, grass-fed, free-range, or wild-caught sources. Fish, chicken, turkey, eggs, beef, etc., grass-fed. Vegetables that are green and white. And sometimes in the colored category, but you have to watch out for them. Nightshade specifically, we want to remove. Herbs and spices, fermented foods, healthy fats, typically those from plant sources. Avocado, olive, coconut, flax, chia, hemp. And making sure that whenever we can, we're choosing organic food products. If you focus on this healing diet, sort of a cellular plan, you can begin to turn the tides on inflammation. If you want a free ebook on how to get this in your life, how to make it simple and easy, shopping list, even recipes, head on over to AskDrErnst.com, click on the download section, and I have my cellular healing ebook guide for free. It'll show you the top foods to focus on. Also, it walks you through what to eliminate, what to eat, and has shopping lists and even recipes that match. Okay, so now that we're eating this anti-inflammatory diet, we want to take it to the next level, which is to engage the art of intermittent fasting. I know I talk about it on every single show, but listen to this. A 2020, so this is like not that long ago, study that was published in Nature Aging found that intermittent fasting can reduce the risks of long-term age-related conditions like metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, neurodegeneration, chronic inflammation, autoimmune diseases, and even, again, I'm reading out of a journal, 2020, Nature Aging, even cancer. If you're new to intermittent fasting, you're already doing it to some degree because typically you don't eat while you sleep. So you have 6, 8, 10 hours, some of you, when you're not eating. But what I want you to start doing is skipping it even further. Wake up in the morning and hold off on eating that breakfast. Maybe add 4 more hours or 5 more hours. A classic intermittent fast is a 12-hour non-eating window, a 12-hour eating window, and a 12-hour period where you're kind of pushing with your sleep and also with a little bit more fasting, which can get you to 16 hours. So think of it as taking your day and breaking it apart into 3 categories. We have 8 hours we sleep, 8 hours that we fast, and 8 hours that we eat. If you push it a little bit more, you can go to 12 hours or even 16 hours. The simple concept is wait to eat until later in the day. Most people that do a method that includes what's called 16 hours of fasting and only 8 hours of eating will see even more benefits. Fasting can turn on a process called autophagy, which is where your cells basically die out, regenerate, and eat the old zombie senescent cells. It can reduce inflammation. It can regenerate your immune system. It can also activate a level of anti-inflammation within your body, which is key because guess what? This is the number one most required thing for you to go through aging gracefully. Inflammation is what is connecting to about the majority of all chronic diseases. Blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, even brain fog, forgetfulness, joint pain, tinnitus, bone loss, etc. Did you know something else you can do that's going to drastically improve your overall ability to heal is change the quality and the duration of your sleep? Now, a study that was done not that long ago, 2018, in the Frontiers in Psychology found out that lack of sleep or non-restorative sleep is the number one contributing factor to fatigue and tiredness in those who are going through life and aging gracefully. The biggest key behind sleep is that most of us have disrupted our sleep patterns because we're not taking time, an hour or two before we go to sleep, to prep our bodies for sleep. So we need to cool the room down. We need to get it as dark as possible. We need to stop letting our eyes look at electronic devices for an hour or two before we go to sleep. So if you want to go to bed at 10, 8 p.m. is when you need to start going, okay, AC on in the bedroom or the house, pull the shades, the blinds so we can darken it out. Stop looking at the TV, electronics, devices, etc. The blue light is very stimulating to your eyes. We need to start doing some things that help to create a wind down with our brain. Journaling your thoughts for the day, reading a book, taking a bath, something to help you to relax so that by the time you actually get in bed, you're already starting to become in a restful state. Something that can help also if you have a very difficult time sleeping is magnesium supplementation. Do it as a bath and also do it as a supplement. So I have a commercial break that's coming up in just a second, and here's what I want to tell you. We have an opportunity right now for you to engage in an event that is absolutely free in the next couple weeks. On Saturday, August 7th, I'm hosting a free live custom webinar to your specific health needs. We're calling it Mastering Metabolic Syndrome. The key is all the conditions we associate with age, blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, they're not normal. And you can break free from them by simply picking up the phone and calling 704-906-2094. That's 704-906-2094. It's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. We'll be right back.
Sterling believes in the science of CBD. Here's 3 great reasons to choose Sterling CBD. Reason number 1, Sterling is pure CBD. Sterling CBD is made from pure CBD isolate. We remove all the THC and unnecessary compounds, leaving only pure CBD. Reason number 2, backed by science. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, has approved CBD for U.S. Olympic athletes, but they only approve pure CBD, like Sterling CBD. Reason number 3, our organic hemp is FDA approved. At Sterling CBD, we quality control test at every manufacturing stage. We start with organic hemp plants and track them to our FDA-registered food-grade extraction facility. Our pure CBD products include capsules, isolates, lotions, and oils. We even have CBD pet products. You can find Sterling CBD at drernstscbd.com. Use the coupon code Dr. Ernst for 20% off your order.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and hey, it's the show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems. Our topic of the hour is it's not your age, it's your health. It's the ability for your body to heal that's actually causing many of the issues we deal with in our health lifestyles, not how old you are. You know, too many times I meet with people who will say, well, the reason my back hurts, my joints ache, or that I'm having osteoporosis, or that my ears are ringing, or whatever, is because I'm getting older. And before you jump straight to that excuse, though common to see things like fatigue and joint pain, forgetfulness, brain fog, bone loss, muscle loss, weight gain, hearing loss, all these things that we generally associate with getting older, they are not what you are supposed to be plagued with as you go through life. How do we know this? Well, there are plenty of people who are 10 years plus your age that don't have what you deal with. So if age caused it, you would hit that age cause number. For example, if blood pressure was caused by being older, then you'd have to say, well, okay, when I get to be said age, 62, my blood pressure is going to be high. If it's the cause again, you would just click off that year, and here would come the condition associated with being that old. And I think you would agree with me. That's not how life works. We have the ability to starve back things that can affect us. They're specifically called our lifestyle-induced conditions. So again, if you have a healthy lifestyle for a long period of time, you end up without getting many of those conditions. What are the most common health conditions that are lifestyle-induced? Diabetes, heart disease, dementia, joint pain, chronic fatigue, osteoporosis, muscle loss. You see where I'm going with this? Every single thing that you would say, well, that's because I'm getting older. No, it's because you haven't been taking care of your health from within. So what are the top strategies to start turning the tides on your natural anti-aging power? We mentioned number 1, anti-inflammatory diet plan. Okay, you have to change your diet to reduce the inflammatory products that we all eat, and they're everywhere. If you do traditional, conventional foods, standard American diet, you're going to have a level of inflammation in your body, period. If you want a simple, easy guide on how to become an anti-inflammatory dieter and to change your life very quickly, head on over to AskDrErnst.com, click on the Downloads tab, and you'll see our Cellular Healing ebook. It lists the entire list of foods that are anti-inflammatory. It shows you what to eat and what not to eat, and it gives you all the recipes that can help to support that shift. And guys, how much is this book? Nada, free, 100%. Yours. You just have to go, okay, www.askdrernst.com, click the Downloads tab. You'll see it right there. It'll say Cellular Healing ebook, and enter your email, and it's yours. No charge. You're welcome. Beautiful. Just like our seminars, no charge. Just like listening to the radio today, it's absolutely free. But here's the hardest part with free things. You need to take an action step and start implementing them. I mean, I could tell you the exact plan to reverse your diabetes in 90 days because I've seen it happen over and over again. But if you don't write it down and if you don't do it, then you get nothing from it. Same thing, thyroid. I've seen it clear back to normal in 6 months. Same thing, blood pressure. sometimes as little as 90 days. And the unique thing is most of us can turn our life around in 90 days. It's not a lot of time, 3 months, but it just means you have to get engaged. So if you are looking to lose 10, 15, 20 pounds, why don't we get engaged? Join me for my next seminar. It's on Saturday, August 7th, 10 a.m. in the morning. It's absolutely free. It's a webinar in the comfort of your home, 704-906-2094. Hey, that's the number to start calling right now and all throughout the remainder of our show if you want to take your health to the next level, 704-906-2094. We had, look at that, 22 people since the start of the hour. Why don't you join those people and let's get healthy and get well? If you have joint pain, let's crush it. If you're taking a medication for diabetes, let's destroy it. If you're on your thyroid, let's, I'm trying to think of a name that starts with T. Let's totalitize it. I don't know, I just made that up. Let's get rid of it. 704-906-2094. So we're going through the art of anti-aging. We've downloaded the ebook, and we've seen now what our foods need to be. We've eliminated the foods that are inflammatory. Great. Next layer. We talked about intermittent fasting. Simple. Cut your breakfast out. Hone your food into just an 8-hour window of the day. Fast for 8 hours. Eat for 8 hours. Sleep for 8 hours. What does it say? Journal of Nature Aging 2020 shows that doing that pattern of intermittent fasting can improve your longevity and reduce the risks of chronic lifestyle-induced diseases, including neurodegeneration, metabolic conditions, blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid issues, cardiovascular disease, autoimmunity, and even cancer. I don't know about you, but if there's something I could do every day to prevent myself from getting cancer, I would do it every day, and it's intermittent fasting, which is why I do that. The next one we talked about was improving the quality of your sleep. Most of us don't sleep well enough. So let's do this. Set aside at least an hour before your desired bedtime and start getting yourself ready to sleep. Take a Epsom salt bath. That's magnesium. Take a magnesium supplement. Drink a sleep assistance tea. Start to wind yourself down. Journal. Read a book that has nothing to do with your work. Something for fun. Begin the process of helping your brain to relax as you start to prepare for the day. And most importantly, turn off the electronics. Stay away from caffeine, alcohol, heavy foods in the evening meals, and get yourself into a routine of sort of prepping for sleep. See, most of us prep for our day, right? We wake up at set hour, we shower, we get dressed, we get ready, we start prepping for our shifts or whatever we have, our work, and then we get home and it's just like, ugh. So you got to look at that 8 hours that you're going to be sleeping. You need to prep for that. Okay, another thing, this is absolutely huge. Reduce your exposure to toxins. I'm going to give you the top 2 things you can do right now in the comfort of your home to help you to be less toxic. Number 1, clean the air out in your house or your work environment. You can do that by simply getting a HEPA filter or some sort of in-home air filter system, because the indoor air quality that a lot of us are breathing has been recirculated through our HVAC system. And unfortunately, a lot of us have chemical toxins and or volatile compounds and even mold and biotoxins within the air. If you start filtering the air in your house, it can make a massive change with your overall health. Second is the fact that many of you are still using tap water. Tap water is chlorified, fluorinated, and has many different chemicals inside of it. And something as simple as putting a water purification system in your house can reduce your toxic exposure drastically. The third nature is stop using plastic food products, plastic forks, plastic food containers, plastic cups, etc. Switch over to glass or even bamboo, like for your utensils, cloth-based products instead of, plastic products. And what we want to do is make sure that we're cleaning out the chemicals that we use in our kitchen and also in our beauty products. If you need more information on how to reduce your toxic exposures, head on over to iTunes.com. Enter Ask Dr. Ernst as our podcast. I've done entire shows on detoxing and cleaning out your house, but it is one of the top steps that you can do to start reducing your inflammation and begin to clear your health. Did you know that the average glass of tap water has small trace amounts of arsenic, pesticides, hormones, fluoride, chromium, lead, pharmaceutical drugs, aluminum, and sometimes even radioactive chemicals, uranium, etc., partly just again because of the contamination process of most of our main water supplies. There are simple, easy filters that you can use that remove 80 to 90% of these chemical toxins. But just because you filter your drinking water doesn't mean you're automatically safe. What about your bathing water, your showering water? That's why whole house filtration is absolutely essential. And why am I spending so much time talking about cleaning out our water? Because the next ingredient in self-healing is to increase your hydration rates. But I want you to do it with really good, clean water. According to a 2020 study published in the Journal of Physiology, hydration is the most important component of your aging. Good hydration is critical for body temperature regulation, muscle aches and pains, fatigue, the ability to survive heat exhaustion, and they even have connected the amount of your hydration to how much you weigh, the ability for you to burn fat, and even having good, strong, healthy bones. The problem that we often find as we get older is our life gets busier and we tend to forget to do something as simple as drinking water. This is why it's so good to do a little water challenge. Okay, try this. Most of you have a smartphone of some sort, iPhone, Android, whatever, and you have an alarm that you can go in and set multiple alarms throughout the day. What I would recommend is just for 1 or 2 weeks, do this. Set a daily 1-hour alarm. So every hour, the alarm's going to go off. And what you do is you drink a glass of water, small, 6, 8, 10 ounces, and watch how fast things improve. Your bowels start to get better. Your energy starts to improve. You even start losing weight. Something as simple as water. Let's try that 1-hour water challenge and just drink a glass of water every hour. Your health can improve drastically. My final component of self-healing from within, natural anti-aging, gracefully repairing yourself, is engaging in the art of some holistic medicine. Chiropractic, acupuncture, massage. I use them as part of my natural routine, not just because I feel good when I do it, but because the research is evident. Did you know that according to a study published in Age and Aging, they found the #1 complaint of most people over the age of 65 is their joints hurt, and they have lack of mobility, lack of range of motion. It affects every avenue of quality of life, and yet chiropractic care is the #1, I'll call it, resource available to naturally help you get your joints moving, your range of motion improving, and to improve your overall postural balance. I had a patient last week who said that according to his medical doctor, he has gained an inch in height, yet he's not in a growing state. I've had other patients who have had clearance of sciatica, numbness, tingling, neuropathies, postural improvements, scoliosis reduction. If you're not currently seeking a chiropractor for your overall health and wellness, highly recommend you do it. Not for pain, but for functionality. Massage, of course, can help to reduce muscle tightness and stress. It improves mental alertness by increasing blood flow. It can help to speed the healing of tissues. It's been shown to move your lymphatic fluids and boost your joint mobility and increase your sleep quality and even ease muscle pains. The same benefits happen when you see a chiropractor regularly. The same benefits occur when you get massages regularly. Acupuncture has even been shown to stimulate a healthy flow of energy throughout your body. So if we do these tips and techniques, get adjusted more frequently, get massages more frequently, go to an acupuncturist, clean out our water, do the 1-hour water challenge, go through an art of some intermittent fasting, enhance a natural anti-inflammatory diet. I just gave you the tips and techniques on engaging natural healing from within. And again, if you're looking for more professional help with your current health issue, if it's something you can't seem to shake, pick up the phone and call 704-906-2094. I'm going to invite you to our next webinar. It's on Saturday, the 7th of August at 10 a.m., Solving Metabolic Syndrome, the Art of Natural Anti-Aging. It's all for you, free, even with some free tests for those who join the webinar, but you have to pick up the phone and call 704-906-2094. 704-906-2094. It's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Until then, be well.